What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out on this beautiful Monday, and I hope you guys have had a very, very nice, relaxing weekend. Mine went well, just went too fast as usual. You know what I'm saying? Well, shout out to the sister queen, I know who I am, for reminding me of this story that I've been sitting on for at least a week. Okay? I was intending on doing the story, but a lot of other stories got in the way. It's one of those stories that just shows you that, America is still one of the most racist ass countries in the stratosphere. Basically, that's what it all boils down to. The story goes on to say in North Carolina city hired a black town manager. Then its entire police force resigned. How racist and stupid these fucking police officers are. I can say this before we get into the story. They should never be allowed to go and be police officers anywhere else in this country for doing this shit right here. Okay? Now, let's get into the story. It says here, less than a week after the entire police department in Kinley, North Carolina announced its resignation, citing a toxic and hostile work environment. Elected officials from the town, about 2,000 residents, have gone silent on a plan for law enforcement moving forward. The July 20 mass resignation of the department's police chief, 4 full-time officers, and 2 town clerks, who are all white, came less than 2 months after the town hired a new town manager who is black, leaving many critics to question whether race was at the core of the department's sudden collapse. Do you have to ask? I mean, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? This is another thing they always want to play stupid. I mean, we know they stupid, but they know that race had a lot to do with them hiring this sister right here. Okay? Justine Jones, who has worked for 16 years in the local government in Minnesota, Virginia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, was selected to be town manager after a nationwide search of 30 candidates, according to a town press release. She began the job on June 2nd. Kinley is 36% black and 20% Hispanic and 36% non-Hispanic white. Okay? And this is Justine Jones right here. Kinley Town Manager Justine Jones. And these racist pigskin subs quit their damn jobs because this woman right here was hired. Now, if you notice, I use the term pigskin, just like Jeff Foxworthy used the term redneck. Okay? Now, far as I'm concerned, a pigskin, you might be a pigskin if you quit your job because somebody black got hired. Okay? Jeff Foxworthy would say you might be a redneck if you moved your entire trailer park with a U-Haul. Okay? Let's just leave it at that. So if you're not a racist, then you don't have to be worried about being, called a pigskin. But if your ass is a racist, then you are a fucking pigskin. And that's just all there is to it. Let's continue. Police Chief Josh Gibson, in a resignation letter directed toward Jones, said he had been pleased with the progress his department has made in the past 3 years. But the hostile work environment that Jones produced made it impossible for progress to continue. Gibson, a 21-year police veteran, had not expanded on the alleged details, citing legal concerns, but added that he would consider returning to work if Jones was fired. No, you don't get to come back. You know what I mean? Even if she were fired somewhere down the line or let go or she, quit, you don't get to come back. You're going to do some shit like this. You took an oath. And it had nothing to do with, you know, I won't be able to perform my job if you hired somebody black. Okay. Now, more than likely, they didn't want this black woman there, not only because she's so-called black, but it's because she gives them orders. Okay, that's what it all boils down to as well. I've seen situations, on jobs myself. I was a supervisor, and one or two guys I had to put in their place, because the fact that you are over a lot of white people, if you were over some of them, they don't like that. You understand what I mean? I don't want you telling them nothing. But, you have to let them know what time it is. If your ass can't listen, there's the door. That's that. Let's continue. That's more than likely, that's what it was with this too, on top of the fact that she's so-called African American, okay? He reiterated these sentiments on his personal social media page. I have put in my 2 weeks notice along with the whole police department, Gibson wrote on Facebook last Wednesday. The new manager has created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duties in service to the community. Oh boy, these low life men. I'm telling you, they the worst things on the planet. In other resignation letters obtained by WRAL, the two town clerks and other officers cited toxic, hostile, and stressful work conditions. None of the department employees expanded on the alleged working conditions. In Jones' new position, the roles and responsibilities are wide-ranging, including overseeing the day-to-day operations of the local government. A town manager often manages internal affairs and plans the city budget, which includes the policing budget for approval by a city council. A town manager and mayor have similar duties, but a mayor is elected, whereas a town manager is appointed. Gibson cited staffing shortages as one challenge that ultimately led to his resignation. The police department should have 8 full-time officers, but had been operating with only 5 for the past few months. These are also part-time officers, okay? But critics believe the issues go beyond personal challenges. And I think so too. I mean, it's real simple. You know what I'm saying? It says here, they don't want to be led by anyone black. That's Kinley. Cynthia Kirby, a longtime resident who is also black, told the News and Observer late last week, they're always harassing black people. It's racial. Yeah, and some of them gonna say, well, y'all playing the race card. Well, that's the only card that's dealt when it is what it is. It's racial. This shit is all racial, To go on, it says, one of my questions is, what happened between May and July? It takes time when you get a new boss. Kinley resident Denise Bennett said to the local paper, we just want to make sure that the process is fair, and this ultimatum of her versus him as a police chief is not a good process. Okay. The Kinley Town's Council held a closed-door meeting on Friday, just 2 days after members of the department announced their resignation to make sense of the swift changes. But it emerged with no decision on how to move forward. Mayor Hubert Lewis Tui Hales the second, damn, that's a long ass name, but let's continue. Did not return multiple requests for comments from Yahoo News. Neither did 4 town council members whom Yahoo News attempted to contact. Supporters of the police department say the town should side with the people who have been there longest. We have a great police department. Jones is not for our police department. Residents Christy McGowan said outside Friday's meeting. Okay, why isn't she not for your police department? I'd like to know that. Give me a good, credible reason why you feel like she's not for your police department, and without the bullshit, because we already see what it is. You the fool that think we don't know what it is. Okay. To continue, Kinsley's town attorney Chip Hewitt told Nexstar's WNCN, a local television station, that the current situation is unlike anything he has ever witnessed in more than 2.5 decades representing cities. I've seen resignations from politicians and the mayors and the council members. I have seen employees resign, said Hewitt. I've never seen a resignation where it's an entire, department. Mayor Hales said another emergency meeting will take place this week, either Wednesday or Thursday, and this one will be open to the public. I like to see this, myself. I'm adding now. In conclusion, here it says to erase public concerns, the Johnston County Sheriff's Office has already said it will respond to calls in Kinsley as needed. I will assign deputies to patrol the streets to ensure public safety if and when needed, Sheriff Steve Beazle told The Hill. Okay, these people are pathetic. These officers are pathetic. I'm telling you, And like I said, they should never be allowed to serve on any police force in any country ever again. I mean, not any country, but in this country. Let me get that straight. In any country, shit, just leave it like that. Period. Because they are losers. You can imagine what they treat black people like that they're taking in the custody. Just think about it. A lot of these cases that they have on any black person that they have arrested, you might want to go over those cases and see if they just wasn't some kind of trumped up charges or planting evidence, any damn thing, because these are some serious racist, subhuman, pigskin trash, and that's just all there is to it. Ain't no getting around it. That's just what it is. You see, you gonna quit your job because they hired, somebody black? That's ridiculous. Talking about signing some damn hostile, this is bullshit, man. Hostile workplace, I want you guys to tell me what you think about this particular story. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, views, and opinions on it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And people, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched, simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.